let's play around with this SCULPEY clay. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do with it, and there's tons of colors to choose from. I wanna get messy with this, make something fun and exciting, and then focus on the sun heart sculpture. That's so nice. I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to do. I know just what to sculpt. We're gonna do a mini Zach. This is gonna be so much fun. Oh, maybe even a little sun heart. Let's get started. Oh. So I have a photograph of our example, as you can see.
Tiny Zach.
I think I'm even gonna try and give him the clock and the brush. I will mention I did watch a Jazza YouTube video on sculpting, so I feel a little bit more confident after watching him go over his process. And shout out Jazza. He has no idea who I am, but I love watching all your stuff. So the thing that Jazza mentioned that we need to get started is actually aluminum foil. He mentions to use this to start building the form of the sculpture you're hoping to create. I don't think that's too bad of a shape. And try and build the body. It's not too bad either. I'm even gonna try and line it up to the size of the screen. That's not too bad. Almost forgot about the wire. This is gonna help us build the shapes out. Check it out so far. You can see where it's going. Legs, 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 legs. Absolutely terrifying. So now that we have our aluminum foil man all finished, is to start wrapping it in clay. Let's call this the little skeleton outline. So this clay was super easy to wrap around the aluminum foil. They kind of just adhered to each other naturally. One thing I want to mention as a quick tip is the clay actually got easier to use the more I manipulated it with my hands. So taking some extra time to just soften it up really made a difference. I didn't do that at the beginning, but towards the end of sculpting, I figured that out and it really did change the game. As you can see, after about a half an hour of stretching the clay around the aluminum foil, we have a great little base shape for our character. This stuff is pretty user-friendly, but I'm using white, so the colors from the other clay is transferring onto the white. I've never used this stuff before. I don't know what's gonna happen once it dries or if it hardens or what, if I can manipulate it more. I'm thinking of even possibly painting over top of it again once I'm done, but not too bad for a first time sculpting Tiny Zach. He's looking good so far. I'm gonna keep detailing him up and see if we can't smooth out some of the issues on it. Another tip for y'all is have a sponge and some water nearby, because you could use the sponge to smooth the surface. It made it a lot easier to soften things up and make some corrections. Check this beauty out. I especially love the little drop of paint on the brush. Not gonna lie, cutting out that sun heart was way more challenging than I expected. Initially, I was just gonna hand paint it on once the clay was finished, but I'm glad that I pushed myself to try and cut it out. This was the tiniest sun heart I ever cut, and I think it makes the sculpture look so much more authentic and even gives it a little bit more of a professional look. I'm very happy with how it's all coming together so far. So with the SCULPEY clay, the instructions say that once we have our sculpture finished, we need to bake it at 275 degrees. So I want to go ahead and make a base for Mini Zach to sit on or stand on. So I want to go ahead and mess with that for a second. Then we will bake this and see how the end result comes out. Ta-da! We're gonna see what happens if I put this thing in the oven. I don't know what the heck's gonna happen to the wood or any of the metal on the inside, but you only live once, I guess, right?